Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation. I got a few of these sent to me by Hourglass to review. I mean, I don't know if they know I'm reviewing this or not, but they just sent it to me as a PR package, so I thought it would be cool to review because I've never tried any of the Hourglass foundations before. I know I don't tend to gravitate towards mattifying foundations ever on my channel because that's just not what I like, but I know a lot of you guys do. So I kind of wanted to just give you my opinion on this and see if I maybe liked it as well. Just want to let you know that my hair is wet right now. It's not greasy or anything. I know it might look like it, but it's just soaking wet because I'm trying to air dry my hair a lot more instead of blow drying it because I want to not damage it as much. So yeah, that's why this whole situation is going on right now, but just ignore it. You're gonna see me in a towel, like a hair towel, in a little bit when I'm showing you applying my foundation. That's gonna be a hot mess, but ignore that also, please. Thank you. So I'm gonna read to you a little bit about this foundation first, and then I'm gonna go on to the review. This retails for $55 at Sephora, which is pretty expensive. That's definitely on the really high-end price range. And I'm gonna just read to you what it says here on this little pamphlet. It says it's a breakthrough liquid to powder foundation that absorbs oil, camouflages imperfections, and delivers a very long-lasting velvet matte finish without the need for touch-ups. Its oil-free formula transforms from liquid to powder and dries down instantly for a long-wearing velvet matte finish that never looks dull, flat, or cakey. I would definitely have to disagree on how it says it doesn't look flat because I feel like it made my face look very, very flat, like as flat as the white paint on my walls. Just very, very dry. These are the shades. It has 4, 8, 12, 16 shades, and I'm in the shade Shell, which is the 4th lightest. It could have probably went lighter because it was a little yellow on me, but it actually blended out quite nicely after I did the rest of my makeup. So yeah, like I said, I'm in the shade Shell if you need like a reference, and they have 16 shades, which I think is a pretty good amount. And yeah, so let's get right into my impression on this foundation. Alright, so I already really moisturized my skin, and now I'm going to do one side of my face with primer and one side without. I'm going to be using this Clean Slate Poreless Primer by Tarte. I really like this one. I normally don't like primers with silicone, the ones that like fill in your pores, but I do like this one because I don't think it's as heavy as a lot of them out there, and I'm going to apply that to one side of my face. I'm mainly concentrating it on areas where my pores are like the biggest, which is like right here. But I'm also just smoothing it out everywhere. So this side has primer, this side is gonna have nothing but moisturizer on. And this is what the packaging looks like. It's like this. Actually, it has different packaging for different shades. It's kind of weird. They sent me a little box like this, and they sent me 2 shades. I got the shades Shell and Ivory. I'm like trying to open this, it's really hard. So Shell is the like more perfect match for me. I tried a little swatch of it before doing this video to see which one I'm gonna use, and this is Ivory. So I don't know, depending on like what shade you are, like if the packaging is going to be different, but as you can see, this one's like a more gunmetal and like silver, and this one's like all brown and like goldy. It's weird. I don't know why they would do that. I actually think it's kind of cool, but it's also strange. The packaging itself, I think it's very luxurious and amazing. It's a very like heavy duty glass. It's not, I don't know if it's glass. It might be glass like spray painted in silver, but it's like a very luxurious feeling bottle, you know what I mean? Like you can just tell this is a pricey foundation. It's very heavy, it's very like good feeling. It doesn't feel like a little plastic thingy from the drugstore. And it comes with a little pump, which I love. So all you have to do is just unscrew this top right here and then screw on your pump, and this is how it looks. I don't know how many ounces this is. Oh, it's 1 fluid ounce, so it's the same as pretty much every other foundation out there. And you take the cap off, and I'm gonna just use 1 pump right now. It's taking like forever for it to come out. Okay. Use 1 pump on the side of my face without any primer. I don't know why I didn't dot it on with my fingers like I normally do. And I'm just using a flat top brush, and I'm buffing it out. So this is supposed to be like the world's best mattifying foundation, according to them, with really good coverage. which I think it has some pretty good coverage. It has like medium coverage in my opinion. I don't know if you can see the difference, but I'm still kind of red right here. It didn't really do much in that area. It's definitely clinging on to some dry patches that I have because it is like colder during this time of year, and I do get a little bit of dry skin like in my cheek area over here, and I see that it's clinging on some of that, so that's kind of annoying. I would definitely, like if you have drier skin like me, apply like a thick moisturizer before applying this foundation. So I don't know how it's going to go on this side since I applied like a poreless primer. I hope it's going to go on well. Using another pump on that side, this time dotting that on. I feel like when you take a brush and just like take the foundation like that, it like absorbs a lot of it. So I like dotting my foundation on way better than just taking it with the brush. As you can see, it like looks like I have so much on than before. And I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just pressing it into my skin. I really do love the way that this feels on my skin right now though. Like I don't feel like I have any foundation at all. Like just from like the feel of it, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like anything is on my face. Which is always nice. I would say that the coverage is medium to full coverage if you like build it up. Again, I'm looking up close and I still see that it's clinging on to some dry patches, even on the side with the primer, but it did go on smoother on the side with the Tarte primer. It does look like it filled in my pores much better than obviously using nothing for my pores, but I can definitely see like up close little dry like areas in my skin, which I really don't like that at all. I'm gonna apply one more layer to see how much coverage this can build up to. You definitely have to move pretty quickly when using this foundation because it dries super fast. At least from what I can see. Like when I did that side of my face, this side dried pretty fast and now it's kind of going on like patchy. I have to like work a little harder to blend it out, which I don't like. I'm the type of person who likes more luminous foundations, but of course I like to try out all different kinds and review stuff for you guys because I know a lot of you guys do like mattifying foundation, but this definitely looks like powder on the skin to me. Like I don't know how else to explain it. It looks like I applied a lot of like mineral powder all over my face. It looks really flawless. It definitely does. As you can see, it kind of doesn't match my body perfectly, but this was the lightest shade that I got. Wow, I'm like super pale. Like it looks a little yellow, but with like bronzer and everything, it's gonna match, so don't worry about that. But other than that, I mean, it's just really mattifying. If you're someone with super oily skin, if you love matte foundations, this is the foundation for you. I think this is an amazing foundation for people like that, but for people with dry skin, like if you have very dry skin, I would probably steer clear from this foundation unless you wear like a super thick moisturizer and then like a hydrating primer underneath, like the Too Faced Hangover RX or something like that. That would probably work a lot better than just putting nothing on your face like I did on this side. For me, I would give this foundation like a 7 out of 10 right now by the way that it looks. I have no other makeup on, obviously. I want to see how it goes with the rest of my makeup. I want to see how well my like contour blends and my concealer and how everything else goes with it, and then maybe I will like it better, especially when I put on a setting spray. But right now I just feel like it's too dry and it's like settling in my lines. So I don't know. I really wanted to like absolutely love this foundation, but I'm not so sure right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and I will come back and check in with you guys. Okay, so excuse my wet hair. I just did the rest of my makeup pretty quickly. I just did the basic, like a little bit of highlighting, contouring, bronzing, brows, lashes, that's it. No eyeshadow and a really simple lip. I'm sorry if you hear like banging and loud music in the background. I don't know what James is doing, but he knows I'm filming, so. Okay, so let's really talk about this foundation right now. From far away or on camera right now, I guess you could say I look pretty flawless. It does have a full coverage from what I'm seeing right now in the mirror from this distance. It has a very good full coverage, everything looks fine, whatever. But let's say someone gets pretty close to my face. So when I was doing the rest of my makeup and I got up close like this with a mirror, I noticed that all of like the little bumps or any type of texture that I have in my skin that, first of all, I have not even seen there before, is literally accentuated. Like, it is making things that may be flaws, but very, very little flaws, look like bigger flaws than they are. And one thing that I would really recommend not doing if you're going to use this foundation is not to put it near your under eye area like I did. I put it under my eyes and just like everywhere. That's usually what I do, even though I know you're not really supposed to do that, especially with mattifying foundation, because you have really fine lines under your eyes. And my eyes are definitely really delicate, and they have like little fine lines, and they tend to be dry on like the more dry side, especially during the winter time. So yeah, I feel like that was definitely a big mistake because I can see a lot of dryness underneath my eyes. And when I tried to blend out my concealer, which is a really, really, really creamy concealer that's usually amazing on me, I found it to go on really, really patchy and dry, and it was just so hard to blend it out. It took me like 3 times the amount of time to blend out my concealer today. Like, I'm not even kidding. I was in shock. I was like, wow, that took a long time and it does not look good. And when I set it with powder, I didn't set the rest of my face with powder, just my under eye concealer, because I always do that because my under eyes always crease. So I set that, and that just made it look even worse, and usually it doesn't, so I was shocked when I saw that. But the rest of my face, I didn't use powder, so I guess that's a plus with this foundation, because you don't really have to set your face at all. Unless you literally have the world's oiliest skin, I don't know how you would need to set your foundation with powder, because this is literally a liquid to powder foundation. Like, I just feel like I have so much powder on my skin. Okay, so here is up close. I don't know if you guys can see any of the texture. It's mainly right here. That's where I'm seeing it. I'm having like these like little bumps that I swear I have not seen until today. They were like not there at all. I don't know if this foundation is just so drying on my skin that it's like enhancing stuff that is barely even there on a normal day. But I don't know if you can see underneath my eyes is like super, super dry. I can just see a bunch of little lines, and it just looks like I have a lot of wrinkles underneath my eyes. And it's like kind of patchy around my mouth. Right here, the foundation went on the patchiest. I don't know why, but it was like the hardest to blend around my mouth and like right here. It looks better on this side right here than this side. This is the side that I used the primer. Right here, it like faded. It's like weird. It like faded and looks like super patchy right there. Blending out my bronzer and my blush and my highlight and all of that was perfect with this foundation. I didn't have any problems with that at all, because like I said, it sets to like a powder, and I normally set my liquid foundations with powder because they tend to be more on the dewy, like satin finish side. So this was just really, really easy to blend out. The concealer, not so much. I would still give this foundation like a 7 or a 6 out of 10 for me. I don't know if I would ever wear it again, just because my skin doesn't agree with it. If you have any skin type like mine, normal to dry, I kind of have combination skin. I don't really know how to explain my skin. It's dry in some areas and oily in others, but I definitely don't gravitate towards mattifying foundations. But if you love mattifying foundations, such as like the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet, I believe it's called, or anything like that, then I really think you would love this so much, because it is probably one of the most mattifying foundations I've ever used or seen in my life. It's definitely luxurious feeling. It's definitely full coverage, medium to buildable full coverage. It doesn't look cakey on me at all, even though it does dry to a powder. I don't think it looks cakey at all. I still think that my skin looks like skin, minus the fact that it does enhance some of my imperfections and it doesn't look as flawless as a lot of the other foundations that I use. With that being said, I don't think you should let my opinion deter you from trying this foundation out, especially if you have oily skin like I said. Then I think you would really love this. If it's oily and pretty flawless, I feel like you would look like a nice porcelain doll and you would enjoy the feel of this. It is very lightweight. But for me, not so much, so I would again give this foundation like a 6 or a 7 out of 10, and yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna wear it again on my channel. I might try it again a few more times just to see if I can play around with it with different primers. I know I didn't use a hydrating primer, which I do regret not doing that. I feel like that would have helped a lot, so I'm definitely going to try that out one day and I'll let you guys know what I think. But yeah, those are my opinions for now. That is my impression on this foundation. Like I said, if you do have oily skin, I do think you should try it out. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.